I'm Sharon Davidson. Welcome to my show, Up-Level Your Life with Sharon. I'm an ICF certified coach with over 20 years of holistic practice. This podcast is your toolkit for transformation. I offer practical strategies to improve your relationships, well-being, and overall happiness. If you're struggling with low self-esteem, lack of energy, or feeling stuck, you're in the right place. Let's up-level your life together. I am very honored and excited to welcome this very special guest, Sara Eaglewoman. How are you today?
Thank you. I'm really great now that I'm here also with you. It's so great to see you after so many moons.
So great to see you. Do you mind if I share with the audience how far back we go and our
Oh,
story?
please share.
I'm actually not even sure that you know this, my side of the story. So I met Eaglewoman in 1997. I had a son, Jared, who was born in 1994. I had had 7 miscarriages, and somebody said to me, "You need to go see the shaman." And I said, "Okay." I remember where I was sitting. We were in a show, and my friend said to me, "You need to go see this woman, Sarah." My intuition, I didn't even know what a shaman was. My intuition told me that I needed to come to you. So I booked a session, and I arrive at the place, which was, what was it? North Hollywood, right? Like,
Yes, that it
but it
was.
was a dojo.
Yes.
And I'm walking through this dojo with these very tall, masculine men, not knowing what I'm in for. And your space was like right at the back. And I remember you saying to me, you did a few things looking in the mirror, etc. And then you said to me, "Please take off all of your jewelry." And I put my jewelry into my bag and I kept thinking, is she going to steal my jewelry? And then I lay down on the bed and you started to scan me and you said to me, "What is going on the right side of your body?" I don't know if you remember this.
Mm.
And I was like, "Well, I don't know." Anyway, you said to me, "Why is the goddess of fertility here?" And I had had an ectopic pregnancy. One of the 7 miscarriages was an ectopic pregnancy on the right side of my body, right where I went
Yes.
to.
Now I remember.
And you then said to me, and then I shared that, and then you said to me, "You're going to get pregnant and you're having a boy." And then I started working with you. But when I came back again, you said to me, "It's not a boy, it is just that energy." And then I had Jamie. I was pregnant, like literally a month later, I got pregnant. I mean, it was within the month. It was exactly what you said. And I
Oh,
had Jamie, and Jamie is she's very present. She has a very big, strong energy.
oh, yes, I remember. I remember bringing Jamie in, and at first it was a little confusing because I did think it was a boy spirit, and then all of a sudden I said, "Wait a second, it switched. She switched. She's coming in first."
And we have just had so many encounters, but I want you to tell our audience who you are, what you do, because you're phenomenal.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, yes, I am a shaman. I am an intuitive healer. Um, oh, some have called me the miracle worker. So it's just that I have this knowing, this sense. I'm a seer, so I have the ability to see beyond the physical, which I'm blessed to have these gifts. Um, and just helping so many make their life changes, transformations in life, as with you, and healing that part to where you were able to have a child. So it's just the people that come in, and it's funny because I just had a woman not long ago. I'm still bringing in spirit children. it's amazing because women will come to me and say, I heard you can get me pregnant. And I said, well, let's have a go at it. So just the other day, I had a client come in and she was having a hard time getting pregnant because she's older. And I told her, you're going to have a baby. I already see him. I see this little boy. He keeps coming around you and he wants to come in. And so he's going to come in. Yeah, but my doctor told me I shouldn't even try because I'm too old to have a child now. And I said, you're not old. Your whole biological being is not old. You have like this energy, your body is like a 30-year-old. So don't worry about it. She was in her, I think she's probably late 40s. So just recently, she came in to see me to surprise me. She's 8 months pregnant, and
Oh,
it's a little boy.
that is awesome.
So we had such a celebration because she was nervous in the beginning, the first trimester, if the baby was going to hold.
Right.
And after this first and the second, and then she's like, I got to go see Eaglewoman and just share with her the good news. So I'm so excited, and I love bringing in children, and especially like with yourself, who had a hard time conceiving, and also she had a hard time.
Right.
And it's just, and there's others that have come in, but it's so beautiful to see that there is that push for the spirit child to want to come in, and they do
Right.
push their
Right.
way in. My work is to clear the force field, to clear the soul grid. So what I do is I always work with the soul grid first.
Right.
So it may sound, the language that I use, but when I look at it, it is a matrix. And when I look beyond and around, I can see where it's very tedious and intricate, where this has to move over here, this has to move. It's like it's like a doctor in a sense, or a scientist that's moving, but not a scientist. It's more or less that we're changing the grid.
Right.
And I recognize that when I do this, the soul grid, to go in there to rewire the soul grid, it's miraculous what takes place, because when you do the work in the soul grid, it emanates, it lands in the physical body. The body, mind, and spirit connect up to the work that's being done in the soul grid. It's, to me, even to this day, after all these years doing the work, it's still so fascinating.
Yes.
And it's beyond what I would have ever imagined when I first started. But
I, there are a couple of things. One, I tell people the story. I think I was sharing with someone the other day where I said I walked into your office, and I worked with you for many, many years. I worked with you.
yes,
My ex-husband worked with you. And I walked in the one day, and I was very muscular. I was very thin. And you said to me, "You look amazing." And then I got on the table and you said to me, "Not so much on the inside." There's a lot of stuff going on.
yes,
Right? And that speaks to your seeing of you saying, okay, well, this is at face value. However, when you went deeper, there was a lot going on and
yes.
you could see it. Now, we met. I do want you to talk a little bit about where you came from, because when we met, you were just you were starting the journey. And so all the years that we were together, and then I moved to San Diego, all of those years, there were so many things that happened, and you just got stronger and evolved, and you started your groups with Sensei, and it. So tell us about the beginning and a little bit about your background,
Mhm.
because it's fascinating.
Well, I'm Native American, Apache Chiricahua, on my mother's side. So I carry a lineage that is very strong on both sides, my father as well. But the healing modalities, it comes through on the mother's side. So even when I was just a little girl, I used to have visions, and I used to speak about these spirits that would come to me, and the good spirits. I'd see my uncle now that I know it was my uncle, but he was on horseback, and I would describe him to my mother, and she would say, "Oh, yes, that's your uncle." And, just certain ancestry that would come through, certain relatives. And my husband, who's a 6-time world champion kickboxer, when you mentioned that you came through the dojo, you came back, he would always say when there was a client coming to see me, he'd say, "In the back room. She's in the back room," because it was known as in the back room. So that's where the healing took place. And he built me this beautiful little sanctuary of a room. And it was in the back room, but he wanted it to be special, and he made it very special for me. That's when I was first starting out my work.
Right.
I received my spirit name, Eaglewoman, by a medicine woman. My husband is Blackfoot, so we were summoned, I was, and my sister-in-law, to go on the reservation in Canada, and the Blackfoot reservation. And she had called for me and my sister to come out, sister-in-law, and she said, "It's time to receive your name." And so it was truly an initiation. And it's what, in our Native American ways, it's coming into your power. So I was about 30 years old when this took place, is that when I received my name. And I remember when we went to the reservation and we did ceremony. It's a 4-day ceremony. You fast, you go through the tribal council, we dance, we do meditate, we do what was done ancient times ago, but they take you and lead you through the initiation of receiving your sacred name, your power name. So when she took us through the circle, she had us enter the circle. I'll never forget this because she was a tiny lady, and she spoke Blackfoot, and she put her hand right in the center of my back, and she kept it there, and she was speaking in Blackfoot, and she announced that my name was Bitake. And then she gave me a slight push, and I'll never forget the power in that little lady, Elsa. Her hand was so strong that I swear I went on the other side of the room. She had this power, but yet it was a transfer of power that I felt so strong in me.
Right.
And I have to say, and my sister-in-law went through the same. So, of course, we went through the ceremony, and I remember feeling so emotional, but yet I felt something changed in me. Something was different. And then afterwards, we sat in council with her, and she said, "Now you have received your purpose power, your power. I dreamt you, I saw you, Great Spirit told me that this is your medicine. This is your medicine power. So from this day forth, your life is dedicated and committed to the purpose that you were born into."
I remember you telling me that. So did you not think that it was going to be this before you were 30?
I didn't think. I always knew I had gifts.
Yes.
I had these special, gifts of seeing, the gifts of hearing, the gifts of just the healing hands, my hands. I would feel the heat coming through. I would feel it through my beingness. But it takes a medicine person to dream you or to see who you are and bring you forth and say, you need to be blessed with your medicine name. It's time now.
Right.
So up to the age of 40, I mean, I say this now, it's funny because I used to have a glass of wine with my dinner, and I used to eat red meat, and I used to eat like, if I wanted a candy bar and all this, I would do it. God is my witness. After we came back from our journey, I would try to drink a little sip of alcohol and I'd throw it up.
Wow.
I would just, things were happening. I'd go to
Right.
eat a piece of meat and I'd say, oh, I couldn't stand, or whatever would come to me that wasn't in alignment
Right.
with my vibration, with this power of the medicine. So I was being cleaned out. And
Right.
all the foods that I used to eat, I couldn't eat any longer. So I had this whole regimen, this whole new, and I did change to eating vegan. I became a vegan, and of course, no alcohol and everything. It's like they did it. It was being done to me
Right.
because
I
in
watched
order.
you. I
Yes,
watched you
yes,
grow, but I just want to share a few stories that just
yes.
are so profound, because I would arrive to see you and you would say to me, have you been fighting with your husband, or have things been going on? And I would say, yes. And you'd say, go apologize to Sensei, because you could feel the energy, right? Before
Mhm.
I even arrived, you were already having visions
Yes,
of what was going on in my energy field before I was even there.
that's true. I would always see it
Do you
before.
remember the day that I arrived the at the dojo and you were late? And I sat there and I was waiting. And when you arrived, you said to me, a bird had flown into your window, a cop had pulled you over, like you,
Oh,
and
yes.
you remember? And then we couldn't find the keys to your space. The keys were nowhere to be found. Sensei was there, but I don't know, we couldn't
Yes.
find the keys. And eventually you turned around to me and you said to me, did you have an agenda for today? And I said, yeah, I actually did. And you said, well, don't do that in future.
Yes, I remember.
Because you are being stopped from coming to have the session. Everything was put in our way to, like, we were not supposed to have the session that day.
Exactly. That is right. It was divine intervention. It was like I call it the Council of Elders.
Yeah, and
You
we
know,
were supposed to do the recording on Sunday.
that's right.
And when you said we're not going to do it, I was like, we know this. If it's not meant to be, it's just not going to be.
That's true. It has to be in that divine alignment. It has to come through in the way that when spirit wants it, when we're divinely guided to it, then, the Council of Elders say, okay, now.
Right.
And we,
So I was working with you and I was helping you and I was going down the path of doing that. And
that's right.
something happened and I chose to focus on my kids. There was a lot going on with my kids, but I don't know if you know this. My grandmother, she used to read palms. She was very spiritual. Her father was a Kabbalah rabbi. And so
Yes.
when this all happened, she said to me, you are supposed to help the masses. You are not supposed to go down a very narrow path. It was too much of an extreme path for you because you are supposed to be helping people with more modalities than just that, which is very interesting. I remember her telling me that.
Yes, it is so true. And I remember that because I always felt there was something special about you.
Well, we've been in many lives together. We always say
Yes,
that, right? That we were in many lives together.
I really believe that. I believe it. And just seeing you now, even though we haven't been together in a while or seen each other, you still have, it's still like, oh, it's such a
Like
familiarity. It's
yesterday,
like
right?
yesterday. Yeah,
Yes,
it's such a sisterhood of
absolutely. We were
being
just,
together. And we didn't
but
skip a
something
beat.
happened in the middle of the night. I was having all of these encounters, and you called me the next morning, and you said you called me in last night, and you were there in the middle of the night. You came in, so there's that connection.
Oh, yes. It's always that way.
What can our audience do? Tell them more. Are you still running workshops? Are you still doing events? What are you doing?
Yes.
Where are you?
Well, I'm based in Los Angeles, but I do travel quite a bit.
Yes.
And we do spirit circles. So I get together, I have these circles for men and women, and then sometimes just for the women,
Right.
which I find is very important to have a community of
Absolutely.
women, to have a gathering of women, and just to honor each
Absolutely.
other, to uphold each other in that sacred space.
Where are these circles? Where are they in LA?
We'll usually have them in different places where some of the clients will host at their home, or we'll have it sometimes even at the dojo.
Right.
I'm having one coming up in October, which I'll let you know. And
Yeah.
I believe we'll probably have it at the dojo, or it may be at someone's home. But she opens up this, one of my clients, she opens up the home to all those that would like to be, participate in it.
Right.
They're pretty profound.
Give our audience some action things that they can do. Help them to understand a little bit more of how they can tap into this.
Well, I have to say, one of the modalities that comes in really strong, it channels through me, is breath medicine. So even when somebody, like you just asked a question, all of a sudden my breath becomes labored and I start to go into that rhythm again. It's being done to me, channeled through me.
Right.
That is the connector. It's like when you connect up to spirit. So there's a technique that I do, that I teach, which I'll share it with your audience. And it's the 4 breath.
Okay.
And what happens is if you go from 3 fingers below your belly button, if you just tap right at 3 fingers, that is where I call it the Sikhem, which is, and the life force, the God force energy, we awaken it with breath because it can lay dormant. And so we awaken it by taking a deep breath in, just as if you're sipping from a straw, and exhale it out. So the 4 breath sounds like this. Sustain it right in the back of your heart. And just visualize that you have these beautiful wings, eagle wings, that expand out, and then you exhale it out. When you expand, you hold it. It's not holding, but it's expanding. You sustain it right at the back of your heart, which opens up every part of you. And it does feel like you're opening up your wings to be expanded and to connect up. And then when you exhale, it's like the wings embrace you and hold you contained so that you can have that divine connection. I call it the creation connection. So let's try it again. So it's 4 breath, like if you're sipping from a straw. Sustain at the back of your heart and see your wings expand. And then exhale. It's like Creator is wrapping its love, its wings around you. So that's what we call the eagle medicine breath, the shaman breath. And it just really reinforces the connection that you have with Maker, Creator, Great Spirit, the light, the universal consciousness, whatever name that you feel comfortable addressing this. It's an energy that is so sensational, yes, because you're breathing in Creator's will bestowed within you. And it sustains you to where then you have that connector with Maker, Creator, and it's what I call the divine authority within you. So I like to do this before I leave the house in the morning, because that way I know that I'm going to be divinely guided, that I'm going to be guided by Creator's will be done through me, which is the divine authority. So it just really works. My intuition feels strong, and I can feel when I don't do it, the days that I don't do the breath medicine, I feel off.
Right.
I feel like, something's not right. So I'll sit in my car and I'll just take a moment and I'll do the breath medicine. And then everything seems like it's in alignment, just like this. Right. And then I move on with my day. But I really recommend doing it. It really is powerful. And you do it, I would do it 4 times. 4 times.
Consecutively. You're saying you
Excuse me?
do it 4 times consecutively or 4 times during the day?
4 times consecutively. So
Okay.
4 times while you're sitting there, and at the end of the night to release everything that you've may attach to you, you do it again to release. And then I love the envelopment of creators, beautiful arms, I feel, or the wings around that creator hugs
Right.
us and says, "You're safe.
Right. I was
I've
going to say
got
the
you."
two parts of just even opening up the heart space, right?
Yes,
Expanding the heart. We don't do that. We're so used to shutting our heart down.
that's right.
But the opening up the heart, and then, as you said, those wings just make you feel safe and protected. I love that.
Yes. Because how many times do we really just we sustain our breath at the back of our heart, and you visualize that you do have wings and they're expanding out, and it just feels so good. And then creators embrace.
Yeah,
It feels so good.
that's
So try
beautiful.
it.
That's beautiful.
Especially when you feel a little bit overwhelmed or you feel stressed or that those you have those crazy days. And breath is medicine. It really is.
Yeah. And I think, practicing it will make it a little easier, have you be a little bit more connected. The more you do it,
Absolutely.
the more you'll step into it and really have that
Mhm.
heightened awareness.
And we use the number 4 because it's the manifesting number, the number 4. So, and it's also, the connector to creator. So that's why we like to visualize doing it 4 times and 4 breaths in. That's the medicine way.
Oh,
So
I love that.
yeah.
Do you do anything online? Do you do any groups online?
I do. I do. And again, we're going to see, we've been traveling, my husband and I,
Yeah.
so it's been
Just
pretty
came back
busy.
from,
So now that I'm back and we'll be home for a little bit, we're going to get back online and do circles online, teachings online. I love to do that. Yes, absolutely.
is there anything else that you would like to share with our audience? Any other takeaway that they can use? And then
Um,
we'll have you tell them how to connect with you.
yes. One of my mottos, and what came through to me by a divine master a long time ago, when I had a near-death experience. So I did travel to the other side. I did have an encounter with Yeshua, the master. And I remember that he said quite a bit, but one of the most profound statements, the most profound words that he spoke, and he said, "Go back, and you're going to go back and you're going to teach them this." I said, "Okay, but will you share with me? Will you guide me?" He said, "Of course." But this is very strong to remember, is to forget what you know and remember what you forgot.
Yeah.
Forget what you know. Remember what you forgot. And just saying those words, the vibration under those words, it takes you out of your rational, analytical ego to where it brings you back to your heart center. And you start to remember what this life is, what's your purpose. You remember love is the most important reason why we're here,
Yeah.
is to love and to receive love in. So that's why I say it's to forget what you, that's what he said to me. And it's so expansive because there's so much teaching. There's so much that can come out of forget what you know.
Yes.
Keep remembering what you forgot. Because there's a lot of people walking around asleep
Yes.
nowadays. So they
And
need to be
often people are
awakened.
starting to wake up. I'm seeing a lot of the people that are coming to
Yes,
me are the light workers that maybe know that they're light workers or are in the transition. And so I'm helping them to see that they're light workers because we are
yes,
raising the vibration of the light. But it's all about love, right?
absolutely.
And it can't come from your 5% brain. It has to come from the expansive universe. So it is letting go of, it's the chasing. I need to have a connection, or I need to know. That's when
Yes.
you know, letting it go and allowing it to come to you however it comes to you, whether it's seeing, hearing, feeling,
Mm-hmm.
knowing.
That's it's true. I see that's what you do with so many. And what I hear often from clients or that come to me or in the circle, what is my purpose? They always ask, what is my purpose? So I'll say, what are you doing? And one will say, well, I'm creating this woman the other day said to me, I'm creating, she's a chef. And she says, for now, I'm creating these aprons that they're very beautiful aprons. I said, okay, do you love what you're doing? Yes. Okay. Do you love cooking? Yes, I love being a chef. I love feeding people. There's your purpose.
Right.
And why do you say you're making these aprons until your purpose comes along? I said, you are in your purpose. You're doing exactly what Creator's will wants you to do through you by feeding the masses, feeding people and the food you put in, the love you put into your food, there's your purpose. And she's like, oh my goodness, I'm so embarrassed. I said, don't be, because you just wanted to ask, but that's so frequently asked. What's my purpose?
I think it's huge.
Yeah.
I love what I do.
Yes.
I love my clients. I love what I do. I don't feel like it's work.
Right.
And so when you're living your joy and you're doing something that you love, the abundance comes, right? And that is your purpose. But the purpose is to make a difference in someone else's life, no matter what that is.
That's
You're
right.
making a difference.
That's right. And you could tell you can tell with your energy, your force field, you can tell that you do love. You're passionate about helping. I know that about you from the very beginning. You always want to be of service, and you are doing it now. And it's so beautiful to see. I have to share, you have a beautiful white aura around you. Magnificent. It really is a Mother Mary type of glow. I call it the Mother Mary glow because it's this white, beautiful glow and like a halo around you. So you've grown into a most magnificent, beautiful, soulful woman. And so I'm very proud of you, I have to say.
Well, thank you. And you are a very, very big part of my journey. A very big part. I mean, you're always a part of me, but you're a very big part of my journey. But, you know, what I want to say about you is too, when you look at you, you can feel the love and the energy and the light because it just comes from the inside out. So it's
Thank
beautiful. You're amazing.
Well,
can you tell people how to find you?
yes, you can go to SaraEaglewoman.com. It's SARA Eaglewoman.com. And there I'll be.
And I will also put it into, so you'll be able to find through if you.
Thank you so much. And also I'm on social, as many people are, as Eaglewoman. So I'd love to communicate with your people, and you communicate with mine, and we'll get together and we'll do something together.
Yes, we definitely are going to do something together.
Yes.
That's a given.
I would love it.
We were meant to meet and we were meant to take this path together. But I am so honored and grateful that you are here today.
Thank you so much.
I love you. And
I love you. I bless you with my love always. And I'm always protecting around Eagle Medicine. That's what we do.
yes. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No, absolutely. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And we'll see you again soon.
God bless. Take care. Ahawea.
Thank you for listening. Remember, transformation comes from action, not just knowledge. What will you apply from today's episode? Visit www www.sharonsavitson.com for more resources. If this helped you, please subscribe and share. Let's up-level together.